some people have mentioned that I don't talk a lot in my videos, which is true really. I think, there's a couple of reasons for that, a couple of main reasons, One is it can be pretty awkward sometimes, if you're walking up a hillside or something, you've got a gimbal in one hand and you're trying to watch where your step is, it's not quite the same as kind of walking down Soy 6 and Soy 7. You've got to concentrate on a bit more. And I think another reason is just really I want the focus to be on the places, rather than me. It's just sort of, just I'm appreciating the place, and I hope that other people get to appreciate the places too. But just because I don't talk a lot doesn't really mean I haven't got a lot to say. I have got some thoughts, and one I've had recently and I want to talk about now is how sad I think it is that a lot of people, in my opinion, don't get the most out of their life in Thailand. I think I'm probably talking more about expats than anything else. You see that, I don't know, like some of them seem to kind of live in a bubble, and I can understand it, I can totally understand it. I mean, if you live somewhere like Pattaya or, one of the main tourist centres, you really have got everything you need there. I mean, these days, you don't even have to eat the local food. You've just everything's there. You've got the supermarkets, you can have a nice imported steak, you can even have your sausage and chips in the morning. So it's, it's 100% correct. You can live your whole life there, and not only that, I mean, it's a bloody good life. You still got the weather, and obviously you can go out and have a few beers, and and it's a great life, and it's something I really enjoy myself. Hello. That's something I really enjoy. I'm not trying to kind of I'm not trying to slag that off at all. I mean, I love going to Pattaya, I love going to Bangkok, Phuket, anywhere really. I love doing the touristy things. I love going out and having a few beers. I mean, it's fantastic, and it's a privilege to be able to do that. But at the same time, there is sort of so much more to Thailand that I think a lot of people just aren't seeing, and a lot of the time, these people who aren't seeing it are just in the best position to actually be seeing it. They're the ones who are there, they've got the time, they might have a car. Even if you don't have a car, you can get and do it. The public transport system in Thailand is fantastic. It's reliable and it's cheap. And I think that's what I really am trying to do through these videos, is just trying to put a few ideas into people's heads, just sort of like places you can go, Thailand's got over 100 national parks, and only a few of them really get visited that much. There's all these things that people can be doing, and also a lot of people I see, they're not, the lifestyle they're living isn't particularly healthy. And that's another great thing about Thailand, is if you made a choice to live a healthy life, you couldn't live anywhere better. I mean, it's got to be one of the best places on earth in terms of fruit, scenery. If you wanted to take up something like walking or hiking, it's just really, the possibilities are endless. And and it's just so easy to get into that routine where you kind of wake up and you go and you have your egg and chips for breakfast, and you meet up with your mates and you have a few beers, and how easy it is to sort of like have a beer after breakfast and then go and meet somebody at midday, and the next thing you know, it's like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and you've probably had a good time, but the next morning you got your hangover and you think, like, how many beers did I have, and what happened, and how much money did I spend? So I mean, I'm really not trying to say that's wrong. I think what I'm trying to say is that there are other things you could be doing as well. It doesn't just have to be one thing. I remember once I used to be a cabbie, and I was in my car, and you know, I was playing a Beatles track, early Beatles track, and I was sitting there with had a passenger, quite an old lady, and she turned around and she said to me, she said, "This is nice. Who is it?" And I said, "That's the Beatles." And she said, "Oh, I don't like them. I like Elvis." I thought, well, fair enough. It's up to her who she likes, but just kind of like, I don't know. You know, just some people have that kind of that fixed mentality, whereas the truth is that, you know, you can like both, and you don't have to kind of restrict what you do. You know, hopefully through watching my videos, more and more people will kind of get out and about in Thailand, and if you do decide to do that, it's my wish that, you know, you get a few ideas from my videos. I mean, hey, drop me a line, you know what I mean? If you want to talk about anything, discuss anything, I'm happy to do it, give you a few ideas. Now, I think, you know, one obstacle that might put some people off is the amount of effort required, you know, their fitness levels. What can I say? You know, I mean, if you kind of live in the lifestyle where you are kind of taking advantage of the restaurants and the bars and everything, it's easy to get unfit. And believe me, I mean, I can relate to it. I can. I'll put up a couple of pictures. I've been, since I moved here, since I relocated here, I've had spells where I've been a lot heavier than I am now. You know, I've been out and you have a few beers too many, and the next thing you know, you've got a beer gut, and you know, you're carrying around 30-40 pounds extra weight on you. Easily done. But if you do decide that you want to do something about that, you can do it. You know, like I said, Thailand is just, you can get out, appreciate the outdoors. You've got fantastic food there if you want it. You know what I mean? You get some of the local food's really nice. Just go to the markets, fantastic fruit. And also, you know, I know that you're watching some of these videos and I'm huffing and I'm puffing, and, you know, and it probably doesn't look like much fun. But I promise you that you're really kind of 95% of the time at least, I'm enjoying it. I can remember I used to run until about 3-4 years ago. I used to run, and people used to say to me, "I couldn't do that, you know, I couldn't run, Karl," you know. And again, yeah, they're right, you know. I can totally understand that. Why? Well, it's because they think, when they think of themselves running, you know, 1 or 2 miles, they've got this image in their they've got this image in their head, which is a totally true one. They're going to be and you know, and that's not any fun at all. But what you have to bear in mind is, you know, you start slowly by walking, and even if it is hard at first, you won't believe how quickly your fitness improves, and before long you actually reach that place where you're going to enjoy it. So, you know, those people that are out running, they're not out suffering, you know. To them, they're actually enjoying it, and you can get to the place where it kind of stops being really exhausting and a real effort. You can reach a place where you actually enjoy it. And, you know, when it comes to the outdoors and hiking up hills and mountains and jungles on that, you know, you can reach that place too. You know, it's not that hard, you know, it's just kind of, it's really fun. And then, you know, you can reach times where, like I am now, you know, there can't be many more beautiful spots around. And you know, well, I saw one guy just a minute ago, but basically I've got it to myself, you know. Just you know, took an hour and a quarter out to get up here, and it's beautiful. Another thought as regards to not getting enough out of Thailand, you know, where I think people could be getting more, particularly expats I'm referring to, is I watched a live stream by a very popular YouTuber the other day. You know, he was streaming live from the streets of Bangkok, you know, and it's kind of people that people can get into because they can see street life here. But people were asking him questions because it was a live feed, and somebody asked him if he can speak Thai, and he said, "Oh, no, I don't learn it because you don't have to here. You can get by. Everybody speaks a bit of English. You know, they learn it in school." And, you know, yeah, that's totally true. That's totally true, especially the younger generation of Thais. Even if they don't speak that good English, they can certainly read and write it because they've been taught it in school, and they do a lot of stuff on the internet. But as regards learning to speak Thai, you know, no, I wasn't buying what he said, you know, I wasn't buying it, you know, you kind of like, if you choose to live somewhere, well, yeah, it's your choice to not learn Thai, you know, but, you know, there are a lot of bad excuses that people put up, which I think are just basically just waffle, you know. I think if you don't want to learn Thai, that's up to you. But, you know, I think I'll respect people who just could sort of say, oh, I can't be bothered, you know. At least I can respect their honesty about it. My thought on it is that, you know, once you get to a certain stage where you kind of, you know, you're not struggling and you can say enough and understand enough, I mean, it's just going to improve your experience, you know. If you don't learn Thai, you're out and about every day in markets or wherever, and just a lot of what's going on is just straight over your head. You know, you're in a situation where you can't even understand how much you're missing because you don't know. Or, you know, and if you take it one step further and you learn to read and write Thai, you know, it's not that hard, it isn't, you know. You could reach a decent level just by doing kind of 20 minutes of it a day, you know. And it's little things where you're just driving and you can read the road signs, or, you know, I mean, it could even save your life. You're driving sometimes and there's a sign in the road, you know, Lot Kwamble, or, you know, slow down, you know. You know, it's an advantage sometimes just to be able to see this stuff. Or if you walk into a bus station or something, a train station, you can see a sign, you know, on the side of the bus, you know, and oh yeah, you know, that's my bus, just stuff like that. So that's it really, you know, that's all I really wanted to say, you know. It's sort of like, yeah, you know, I kind of, you know, you can get away without doing this stuff, you don't have to, but, you know, if you did it, you could be getting more out of your life here. That's it.